Greetings, beloved Scorpio. On this occasion, I am fully equipped and set for this session, offering guidance, insights, and tarot prophecies tailored for you. I trust you are faring well. I extend my deepest gratitude for your presence, for your appreciative likes, and for your kind remarks. And naturally, thank you for choosing to subscribe. It genuinely brings me joy that you are here. Therefore, I encourage you to remain until the conclusion. Your presence here may not be mere coincidence. Possibly, there is a specific communication you are meant to receive at this very moment. Always recall that you are the commander of your own fate, and you possess the liberty to choose your own path. Bear in mind that these communications are of a general nature. Should they not align with you, feel free to release them. Now, let us explore the energies manifesting across various facets of your existence, including romance, finances, wellness, and kin. To begin, here is your insight for this day, Thursday, November 27, 2025. Perpetual internal debate is not the most effective strategy. You are moving into a phase of thankfulness that warrants your esteem. This is the moment to cherish yourself to the same degree you cherish those who are unworthy of it. Today is a date that necessitates profound contemplation and significant choices that could astonish numerous individuals in your vicinity. You are in a phase where the emotional turbulence appears to have climaxed. However, here is the crucial point. Precisely when you believe no solution exists, the sunlight starts to break on the horizon. That circumstance which has maintained you in a state of anxiety and concern is nearing its conclusion. And alongside it, the lucidity you have been pursuing will start to saturate your life. The pivotal card for you presently is the Five of Pentacles, signifying that you have been bearing an emotional emptiness, potentially connected to amorous connections or scenarios that appeared frozen. Nevertheless, this void is merely fleeting, and acknowledging your emotions constitutes the initial move toward recovery. It serves as a prompt that even after reaching the lowest point, alteration is both impending and authentic. Remain serene, for significant metamorphoses are developing and will become abundantly clear in the very near future. You are at a juncture of critical choices. If you are involved with someone, you are likely contemplating whether to persist in the struggle or to withdraw slightly to recover your individual peace. Today is an ideal day to take an interlude, to detach somewhat from the partnership, and to concentrate on your own being. This provisional distance will generate bewilderment for your significant other, but remember that you require time to rebuild fortitude and mend before arriving at any conclusive judgments. This hiatus is vital so you can evaluate with clarity and determine whether to proceed or to alter your direction. You will draw considerable attention and amorous possibilities, although you might not yet discover an individual who fulfills all your criteria. Regardless, relish this notice and the forthcoming encounters, as you will be in a condition of compelling allure, creating an enduring impact. Maintain an open perspective, for the correct individual will appear when you least anticipate it. There are indicators of essential papers or agreements that will provide you with enduring security. If you are anticipating the settlement of any judicial or monetary issue today, the cards suggest that all will progress to your advantage. The assistance you require, be it from a gentleman or a lady, will be pivotal this week. Fairness is supporting you. Pursue your liberty. Relieve yourself of weights that do not belong to you and that have been hindering your progress. It is the moment to unfold your wings and soar towards what grants you serenity and satisfaction. Dedicate time to recover, for substantial changes are on the verge of appearing. And with them, the existence you have perpetually envisioned will ultimately materialize. Here are your fortunate numerals and hue for today. But first, kindly leave a like. Your backing motivates me to persist in composing these writings, aspiring to assist you in your everyday life. Your lucky numbers for today are 44 and 5. Endeavor to incorporate them into all possible activities. Utilize them, as they are exclusively with you for this day. Should you have the possibility to engage in any lottery with these numerals, do not let the opportunity pass. Your auspicious color for today is brown. Consider wearing a brown garment or even a brown accessory, as this will attract favorable luck to your day and enhance your appearance magnificently. If you must select between something brown or an alternative color during the day, be certain to choose your lucky hue. It does not appear these coming days will be exceptionally advantageous for you. You will face a fair amount of opposition in nearly every domain, but do not succumb to alarm. Something seems obstructed and not progressing, and that is generating a rather strained environment around you. Your tendency to always retain a secret advantage might lead to some difficulties in your professional life. Certain individuals could feel slighted or aggrieved with you for withholding critical knowledge. Strive to preserve wholesome interactions with others, and that originates primarily from having faith in your own capabilities. There is no necessity to conceal anything or attempt to find any workarounds, because what holds importance is within reach. Affectionate bonds are not experiencing a prosperous period either. But we will expand on that subject later. So, do not be alarmed. Once more, if the germ of suspicion has become established in certain relationships, it will require a considerable duration for you to restore them. I wish to stress that not every individual of your sign will undergo identical experiences. It is a widespread pattern of cosmic strain. Whether distrust exists with your companion or otherwise, even if circumstances are proceeding smoothly, you must establish distance and observe matters from a wider viewpoint. You are highly astute in that aspect. This strain will not persist extensively. It will all be transient. Everything I am discussing today is entirely momentary. It is not your responsibility. It is akin to envisioning a cloud. A cloud that lowers does not transform into mist because it has descended so deeply that you cannot perceive what is directly ahead. Therefore, it is not your fault that the cloud has descended. It is a brilliant analogy to characterize this phase of disorientation you may be sensing today. It is not your fault, but you may fail to notice certain elements that might provoke some discord for you. Today, more than any other day, if you can observe, listen, and stay quiet, it would be superb to navigate this phase devoid of any complications. The cosmos unlocks a portal that feels both intimidating and thrilling. And today, you discover yourself pulled into its core with Mars activating your sector of metamorphosis. As the moon brushes your house of steadiness, you stand at a junction where conclusions transform into origins. It is the quintessential Scorpio narrative of regeneration. But on this occasion, the cosmos is not murmuring. It is exclaiming, every choice you formulate now bears significance. And every uncertainty menaces to forfeit impetus. You are not being forced into unease by disorder, but because you have shattered the confines you have been enduring. The challenge resides in how you handle the strain between safety and hazard. An element in your reality, be it a relational pattern, an occupational framework, or a personal conviction, is revealing fissures. You understood it was not maintainable, but until now you have succeeded in mending it and progressing. Today's vitality demands greater action. The configuration prompts you to cease applying temporary fixes to profound ruptures. If you permit the old to disintegrate, you will discover an unexpected present on the opposite side. Liberty, which feels like a prize you were not even aware you were lacking. The chariot advances with power, reminiscent of your initial drive, signifying rapid advancement following postponements. For Scorpio, this card mirrors your profound resolve and internal power. Hindrances that once appeared overwhelming now start to dissolve, providing you the momentum to chase your ambitions. Spiritually, it implies celestial direction thrusting you towards your fate. Emotionally, it reveals you prepared to command both your enthusiasms and your apprehensions, steering life in a direction that finally resonates with your volition. Justice emerges as a potent reminder that heavenly equilibrium and impartiality are in play. Scorpio, you are shown that past conflicts or complications, particularly in judicial, monetary, or relational affairs, are shifting to your benefit. This card bolsters the sensation of marvels as karmic obligations are being settled and reality is synchronizing with your utmost benefit. Your instinct will be your most valuable companion. Rely on your capacity to distinguish who is being truthful and who is concealing it. With the lovers in your spread, affection and partnership are emphasized. An individual yearns to shatter the quiet between you. They watch, pause, even waver, but are attracted to your magnetic aura. This card reflects selections. You may shortly confront a romantic choice, to unlock your heart, or to stay guarded. For Scorpio, renowned for passion and devotion, this card beckons you to conquer the dread of refusal and acknowledge that shared longing can be more potent than ego. This is where the Page of Swords enters, invoking notions of inquisitiveness, scrutiny, and wary monitoring. This harmonizes powerfully with the vitality of someone observing you, potentially via social platforms or oblique methods. For Scorpio, this card confirms your power of allure. Others are fascinated by your enigma. However, it also counsels you to be prudent with your expressions and confidential matters. Not everyone in your circle possesses benevolent motives, particularly in professional or competitive settings. Judgment signifies an instant of revival. For Scorpio, this card denotes deep rejuvenation. You arise from a span of trial with sagacity and clearness. Miracles materialize as subsequent opportunities in love, finances, or even health. This card also reflects divine involvement where angels and superior forces elevate you from inertia to prosperity. It implies that the resolutions you make today possess enduring importance, molding not just your current situation, but also your karmic destiny. The world represents triumph, agreements finalized, and objectives attained. For some, it could signify the signing of crucial documents or pacts that unlock the door to an enhanced standard of living. It is the assurance of fulfillment as you commence a fresh phase where the universe acknowledges your perseverance. Concerning wellness, the ailments that become embedded in our physical forms and that we disregard for extended periods eventually caution us that we must devote attention. Regrettably, in certain instances, it is already past the ideal time. Dermal issues such as arid areas and dental health concerns are illustrations of these discomforts that do not hinder you from living a relatively normal life, yet they are continuously deferred, correct? Certain individuals consume analgesics or undergo routine cleanings, but avoid visiting a dermatologist or dental practitioner. Therefore, inspect your agenda and ensure you consult the experts you require. Some of the discomforts you are encountering could be worsened by tension, but tension is not the fundamental origin. If something is amiss, it requires correction and that necessitates resolute action. Furthermore, you are aware, there are individuals who experience a toothache and they avoid the dentist, and they continue to avoid it, and months pass, and they persist in taking analgesics repeatedly. Then perhaps they eventually visit the dentist and in a single afternoon, they perform a filling or extract that mildly decayed tooth, and the discomfort vanishes. And they ponder, why did I not come months earlier? Well, that is the reason. Therefore, pay heed to what you must pay heed to. Many of you manage this very effectively. Yes, certainly you do. But this recommendation is for those among you who are ignoring something and modifying your life merely to evade consulting a professional. You must go. In relation to your career, the ambiance is somewhat tense as I indicated previously, and this greatly relies on how you handle connections within your surroundings. There are interpersonal abilities and technical abilities. Technical abilities are those that provide us with functional capability, like the IT expert who understands how to repair a computer or the physician who understands how to perform surgery or which treatment to prescribe. Interpersonal abilities are the IT expert's capacity to elucidate their task, appreciate it, and receive appropriate compensation, or to prevent grievances, or the physician's capacity to interact with the patient and their relatives. This is to explicitly clarify what could be a decisive element for you today. In your situation, a beneficial interpersonal skills workshop would not be detrimental because you are a sign that comprehends how to clarify matters. But occasionally you receive the impression that individuals do not comprehend you, and it is not your fault but rather how you occasionally handle empathy, which is occasionally extreme because sometimes you immerse yourself too deeply in others' situations and neglect to place yourself in your own. It is not about constantly being correct, but about how you enable others to perceive it. And that is a question of dialogue. Conversely, do not be shocked if certain individuals disregard some of the statements you make. As long as it is not crucial for work, it is acceptable because we are here to work, not to form friendships. We are not a brotherhood. But if it impacts work because you are an overseer or you must deliver a communication to a person in authority or you must convey a message to a team, it is vital that you ready your presentations, that you ready your address, that you arrive at the essence, because today dialogue, as I mentioned earlier regarding the fog, will be somewhat thick. But do not fret, everything will become transparent. For those of you seeking employment, well, you will likely deduce that today is not an excellent day for a meeting. If you absolutely must attend, provide unambiguous, succinct, brief, yet powerful replies and that is sufficient. Let us simply state today is not the day for extended clarifications, digressions, or attempts to expound on this facet of your character because that clarifies you are uninterested. Halt. Today is a day for politeness, brevity, and lucidity, nothing further. And in fact, you will find that you achieve superior outcomes with that method than by excessive contemplation. Regarding your economic situation, the vitality enveloping your currency and prosperity is transforming swiftly. The Chariot implies that monetary prospects could arrive swiftly and unexpectedly, almost as if celestial timing has positioned them directly in your trajectory. This could indicate an abrupt job proposal, an investment that yields returns quicker than anticipated, or a fiscal chance that emerges when you least believed it feasible. The universe is eliminating obstructions and urging you to proceed with determination. When the moment arrives, justice in your financial sector is particularly comforting. If you encountered inequitable transactions in commerce, outstanding liabilities, or even judicial problems, this card denotes the equilibrium will be re-established. You may retrieve funds owed to you, and chances that were withheld from you will circulate freely. You are entering a period where your exertion and patience will be compensated with divine fairness. The Nine of Cups strengthens the benediction. You are approaching a span where material and monetary contentment is nearer than ever. This symbolizes not just currency but also emotional gratification linked to economic independence. For instance, settling a liability, securing a pact, or obtaining acknowledgement at work that leads directly to monetary gain. However, Scorpio, the Page of Swords advises you to be vigilant. Not everyone surrounding you is sincerely applauding your achievement. Maintain your monetary choices confidential until they are firmly rooted. Chatter, envy, or competition might emerge if others view your success as a danger. Safeguard your vitality and divulge your intentions solely to those who authentically support you. The World card magnificently culminates this segment. It guarantees the conclusion of one financial period and the initiation of a fresh one. Agreements, bequests, or substantial acquisitions such as a residence or automobile could be imminent. This is a time when your financial aims are not just attainable, but also maintainable. The universe confirms that your endurance will be rewarded. Fortune is unequivocally supporting you today. From minor everyday victories like an unforeseen price reduction or a favorable shift in discussions to major benedictions, the stars are aligning to bolster your prosperity. The essential factor is to remain practical, appreciative, and prudent with your assets, guaranteeing that today's marvels construct tomorrow's stability. Concerning matters of the heart, endeavor to release the weight of your own essence, the one who supplies the energy to the partnership. Occasionally you sense as though everything is tugging you forward. Not all relationships are perfectly equivalent and symmetrical, but that should not imply you must perform all the labor continuously. It is crucial to understand how to establish limits and articulate all you need to articulate, even if it disturbs others. This endeavor is to equalize what you contribute and what you obtain. Ultimately, that is the core objective. You will need to implement this across all your relationships and your most intimate circles. If you permit circumstances to remain unchanged and continue to contribute more than others provide, at some point, that asymmetry will impact you, and it will most probably incite anger within you. That is why dialogue today must be tender, succinct, pragmatic, and sincere. And if you are unattached, romance could bloom with someone you encountered during a journey sometime prior or in a communal setting. While matters did not evolve into a committed relationship initially, that ember could be reignited now in a far more distinct manner, something far more definite. In familial affairs, the Lover's card underscores connections and choices. You might feel summoned to resolve disagreements or to listen attentively to a relative's viewpoint. The focus is on harmony through empathy and sincere dialogue. Judgment proposes recovery of past familial injuries. Generational cycles may take prominence, presenting you the chance to disrupt routines and establish more wholesome patterns. This is a period when pardon, whether spoken or unspoken, can introduce tranquility. The World card indicates the completion of a cycle in family life. Perhaps a long-standing dispute will be settled or a family endeavor such as a relocation or the finalization of judicial affairs will reach a conclusion. This vitality directs toward accord and resolution. Justice confirms equity in familial concerns. Contentions regarding property, legacy, or duties may discover balance. Now, the energy of heavenly justice ensures that whatever occurs is in concord with truth and equilibrium. The Page of Swords prompts you to focus on communication. Misinterpretations can readily occur if language is misconstrued. Approach family discussions with tolerance, clearness, and receptiveness, ensuring your perspective is received, but also that others feel honored. Finally, the Nine of Cups introduces warmth and delight to family life. Festivities, assemblies, or shared accomplishments can elevate the family's mood. Thankfulness towards dear ones fortifies connections, generating delightful instants that counterbalance the intensity of Scorpio's day. Regarding your vitality levels, today they are exceedingly elevated. In fact, you are traversing a phase akin to a condition of increased vigilance. You are strained and predicting every occurrence, every scenario. This possesses a boundary that you must regulate as promptly as possible. The positive circumstance you should foster today is the advantageous astral configuration, which is outstanding for directing your energy into self-contentment and improving your personal realm. Now is the moment to appreciate every instant of solitude and every chance to understand yourself more profoundly. Self-examination, self-awareness, that is crucial, that is magnificent. And the negative circumstance you must evade is seclusion and an inflexible perception of matters that are not beneficial presently. Appreciating solitude in your own universe does not equate to severing dialogue with the external world. Remember also, if you become excessively confined in your outlook, you will be unable to connect with those around you. And that implies that instead of guiding, you will forfeit impact and sway over others. Therefore, employ extreme caution. For scholars, this is a favorable period to inquire of yourself what you desire to accomplish with your existence. Even if you are midway through your program, you do not genuinely possess any significant obligations and you have sufficient faith with your family and companions to openly voice your uncertainties. And regarding affinity, today is a marvelous day for you with these three signs. First, with Sagittarius, you will encounter a delightful intimacy, a superb sense of humor, a tremendous trust, which is the cornerstone of any circumstance. Second, with Pisces, you will have an enchanting, cheerful, blissful, ecstatic, and highly expansive day. And third, with Capricorn, you will have an exceptionally unique day defined by a firm, reliable, and truly honorable demeanor. Dear Scorpio, this was your session for today, Thursday, November 27, 2025. As always, I am profoundly thankful for your presence here with me. Recall that the aim of our forecasts is to direct you so you can formulate superior and more enlightened choices. If you appreciate these gatherings, please select the like button. You may also subscribe and activate notifications so you do not overlook any daily forecasts. I wish for you a day abundant with positive manifestations. An enormous embrace for all.